struggling dad took his son to a park, helped a woman, never guessing she was a CEO who fell for him. The late autumn sun hung low over the skyline, its golden light casting long shadows over the small city park. Leaves swirled gently on the breeze, crunching under the worn-out sneakers of a man who looked 10 years older than his age. His name was Michael, a single father doing everything he could to make ends meet while raising his 6-year-old son, Liam. Michael had lost his job at the local factory 3 months ago. Layoffs. No severance. Just a handshake and an apologetic look from the supervisor who had no power to do otherwise. Since then, life had been a daily grind of job applications, food stamps, and second-hand store shopping. But through it all, he smiled for Liam. Because Liam, wide-eyed and full of questions, deserved joy, even if the world wasn't fair. That afternoon, Michael decided to take Liam to the park. It was free, and Liam loved the swings. Michael packed a few slices of bread and peanut butter, tucked them into an old backpack, and walked the mile to the park. It was one of those small, quiet parks on the edge of downtown, mostly visited by moms with strollers or seniors feeding pigeons. As Liam ran toward the slide, giggling, Michael sat on the bench and exhaled deeply. His hands were calloused. His heart heavier than he let on. He pulled out a folded-up help-wanted flyer from his pocket and glanced at it again, mentally calculating how he could afford the gas money for the interview the next day. He didn't notice the woman at first. She was struggling by the sidewalk, one of her heels broken, juggling a spilled cup of coffee, her purse, and a laptop bag. Papers were scattered everywhere. People walked past her. Some glanced, most ignored. Something about it pulled Michael to his feet without hesitation. "Hey, let me help you with that," he said gently, already crouching down to gather the papers before the wind could carry them away. The woman looked up, startled. She had short auburn hair, a power suit that was now stained, and eyes that looked like they hadn't had a break in years. "Thank you," she said breathlessly, her voice clipped, professional, but her eyes softened. "No worries. Happens to all of us," Michael said, stacking the papers in her bag and offering a smile. "You okay?" She nodded, brushing off her coat. "Just one of those days." Michael offered his last clean napkin from his backpack. She hesitated, then took it. "My name's Michael." "That's my son, Liam," he said, pointing to the little boy now waving excitedly from the monkey bars. She smiled despite herself. "I'm Claire." "You new in town?" he asked, not prying, just friendly. "Actually, kind of. I recently moved my company's regional office here. I was scouting the area when the heel broke and the universe decided to dump coffee on me." Michael laughed. "Sounds like the universe needs manners." Claire laughed too, and it surprised her. She hadn't laughed like that in weeks. They ended up sitting on the bench for nearly an hour. Michael offered half of the peanut butter sandwiches, and after a polite refusal, Claire accepted, wiping away the jelly with another of Liam's napkins. She listened as Michael talked about raising Liam alone after his wife passed away from cancer. He never complained, just spoke with a raw honesty that Claire wasn't used to in the boardrooms she lived in. "I don't know how you do it," she said, watching Liam play with a few other kids. "I don't either," he chuckled. "But you don't get to choose how hard life hits. You only choose if you keep standing." That line stuck with her. It wasn't just something he said, it was how he lived. Eventually, the sky darkened. Michael stood up and called Liam. "It was really nice meeting you, Claire. I hope your day turns around." "It already has," she said quietly. They parted ways. Michael didn't ask for anything. He didn't even know who she really was. But Claire knew exactly who he was. 2 weeks passed. Michael went to that job interview. He didn't get it. He got another rejection email the next day. Rent was overdue. Liam was down with a fever, and Michael was skipping meals so his son wouldn't feel the hunger. That night, as he sat in the darkened apartment with only the hum of the fridge for company, his phone buzzed. "Hello, is this Michael?" a woman's voice asked. "Yes, speaking. This is Claire Hawthorne. We met at the park. I don't know if you remember." "I remember," he said with a tired smile. "I know this might sound strange, but I'd like to offer you a job. Something you're very qualified for. If you're interested, come to 215 Riverside Plaza tomorrow at 10 a.m. Michael blinked. "Wait, what kind of job?" "I think you'll want to see for yourself." When Michael arrived at the address the next day, he was stunned. It was the tallest building in the city. The company name on the side read Hawthorne Innovations. A receptionist led him to the top floor. Claire was waiting in a sleek glass-walled office with a view of the whole city. "I didn't tell you the truth that day," she said, standing to greet him. "I'm the CEO of this company. And ever since that afternoon, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you." Michael was stunned into silence. "I don't usually do things like this. But I believe in investing in good people. People with heart. I want to offer you a role in our community outreach department. It's not charity, Michael. You've earned this, because you showed me what integrity looks like." His voice trembled. "I don't know what to say." "Say yes," she said, smiling. "And bring Liam with you sometime. We have a daycare on site." Tears welled up in Michael's eyes. He nodded. In the months that followed, Michael thrived in his new role. He helped lead projects that supported underprivileged families, food banks, and education programs. For the first time in years, he didn't feel like he was surviving, he was living. And Claire? She found herself lingering after meetings just to talk with Michael. Their conversations grew deeper. Their laughter more familiar. One evening, after a late charity gala, as they walked out under the city lights, Claire took his hand. "You saved me that day," she whispered. "Not just from coffee and embarrassment. You reminded me what real people look like. What real strength is." Michael smiled, then pulled her gently into an embrace. "And you saved me, Claire. You gave me back my hope." A year later, Michael and Claire stood at the same park where they first met. Liam was on the swings again, this time laughing with a few new friends from the company daycare. Claire leaned her head on Michael's shoulder. "Funny how life works, huh?" "Yeah," Michael said, watching his son with soft eyes. "Sometimes, the right people show up when you least expect them." And just like that, the autumn wind carried not just fallen leaves, but the promise of second chances, unexpected love, and the quiet power of kindness. Because sometimes, a simple act of compassion in a park can rewrite the story of your entire life.